Hello Pokemon lovers and welcome to the beginning of the end of Gen 5. It's a sad day but also a happy day. It's a happy day because we're starting with the legendaries and mythical Pokemon of Gen 5. It's a sad day because one of them is Keldeo. I fucking hate that guy. Today we are talking about the wonderful foursome that is the Swords of Justice. Kind of forgot that Keldeo is a part of these guys, so you know I had to make some shifts, and now I have to talk about Keldeo, which you know I didn't want to do, but I have to. Damn it! The Swords of Justice consist of Cobalion, Terrakion, Virizion, and Keldeo. Now these are kind of loosely based on the Three Musketeers. Four Musketeers, I suppose, and they dedicate their lives to protecting Pokemon from humans and evil. The Swords of Justice all have fighting as their secondary type, and they're kind of based on like goat, sheep, cows. I don't know what they are, but they're alright. They're alright. A lot of their moves are based around swords, which, you know, the Musketeers were very skilled in using swords. The Swords of Justice know attacks like Swords Dance and Sacred Sword, which is the signature move of these guys. Now, the main thing about the Swords of Justice is that they want to protect Pokemon against the expansion of human civilization. They distrust all humans thanks to the War of Unova that lingered years, decades, centuries ago. I don't know much about that, but there was a war, apparently. There was a war between two human factions, which created a huge fire in the Moor of Icarus, which is where you find some of these guys. Now, the lives of a lot of Pokemon were endangered thanks to this fire, and then these three guys appeared. Keldeo will come in later. He's a bit of a shitbag. The three main dudes appeared. First of all, Terrakion shaped the earth to make a pathway for all the Pokemon to escape through. Virizion used its high speed to protect the Pokemon from embers and other falling things. And the leader, Cobalion, ushered the Pokemon to safety. Now, despite their effort, the forest ended up burning down, which left a lot of the Pokemon homeless and all of their effort being in vain, pretty much. Now, amongst the ashes of this fire, they came across a small Pokemon that looks like a ridiculous My Little Pony named Keldeo, and they adopted this Keldeo into their family of goats. They teach Keldeo all of their cool moves in order to survive, and yeah, that's kind of what they do. They're just helping him out. Now, at some point in time, Keldeo became better than its parents, its leaders, and just left the forest like, bye, bitches, thanks for helping me out, but I am an ungrateful little piece of shit, My Little Pony, and, you know, goodbye. No one knows why he left. It was just being a little shitbag. Fucking puberty. The three guys continue to protect the Pokemon, and it is said that if war will ever return, they will come back to protect the Pokemon and get them to safety. Now, let's just talk about all of these guys individually for a second. Cobalion's typing is Steel and Fighting, and it's a blue guy. Its name comes from Cobalt. Cobalion. You get it. It is known to have a body and heart of steel, and its glare can make every Pokemon obey. Kind of strange. Now, Cobalion is based on Athos, who is one of the Three Musketeers. He's like the leader and the oldest one of the group. Cobalion's name comes from Cobalt and Stallion, or Champion, and I think it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna rate these guys because they're legendaries. I mean, they can't really do anything wrong unless they're Keldeo, so. Next up, I want to talk about Terrakion. Now, Terrakion is a rock and fighting type. Terrakion is able to shift the earth and make pathways and change things around in the landscape. It's pretty powerful stuff. It is very strong. It can destroy a castle wall in one blow. Can't even destroy a car. Damn it, Pokemon. Where's the vehicles at? Oh wait, it's very old. There were no cars then. I get it. I get it. Now, Terrakion is based on the character Porthos of the Three Musketeers. Now, he is like the bigger, stronger guy. He's heavy, and he is like the brute force of the Three Musketeers. Its name comes from terracotta, which is a type of clay representing ground, but also a color, the color it represents, and Takin, which is a type of animal or champion. Now, Virizion is the more feminine and beautiful vein one of the three. It is a grass and fighting type, and its horns are sharp as blades. It can cut anything, you know, opponents to, you know, make its way and save the other Pokemon from destruction and stuff. Virizion is based on Aramis, which is the most vain and feminine one of the three Musketeers. It's the best at swords play, and it is like the light, fast guy out of the three. It's vain, it's romantic, and it's very different from the other two guys. Now, the shape of its head kind of looks like a tricorn hat, which is a hat with three corners. It was worn by Spanish and French musketeers in the 17th century, and, you know, that makes a lot of sense considering the fact that it's based on the three musketeers. Kind of looks like an antelope, but also kind of like a goat. It has a goat nose. It has a goat nose. They all have goat noses. That is a theme that Bulbapedia has been telling me. Goat noses. Virizion's name comes from Viridion, which is a greenish color, the color it represents, and also a city, Viridion City. I'm on the road. You know, and also champion. The last one of the group is small shitbag Keldeo. If you have seen the movie these guys are in, the Swords of Justice and something, this guy is so shitty. It has a really weird My Little Pony type voice, and I just really want to punch it. It is a water and fighting type. It looks like a dumb unicorn, and might be my least favorite Pokemon of them all. I don't know why, but it is. It's the worst. It's the worst. I would give this a 1 out of 5 if I was rating these guys, but I'm not. So, now I kind of did anyway. Keldeo also has a second form, which is known as its resolute form. It kind of looks more like a unicorn, but not less shitty in any way. It still looks kind of dumb. And yeah, it's got some feathers. I don't know what else it does, apart from just being a dick. It can walk across water. It thinks it's Jesus or something, but it just does that by ejecting water from its hooves. So it just looks like it walks on water, but it's just science. Now, Keldeo is most likely based on a Kelpie, which is a type of water horse entity, which sometimes shows up as a lost little pony. Keldeo. It may also be based on the Kirin, which is referred to as the Chinese unicorn, and it's based on D'Artagnan of the Three Musketeers, Four Musketeers, I suppose, which is the youngest of the group and the one who joined latest out of all of them. And Keldeo's tail represents D'Artagnan's feathered cap that it has. It's a trademark. Its name comes from Kelda, which is an Old Norse word for spring or fountain, but it may also be a combination of Kelpie and rodeo. And its name may also come from Deo, which is Latin for God. These were the Four Musketeers, the Swords of Justice. I like all of them apart from Keldeo. I think they're kind of cool. Not my favorite group of legendaries, but I have to admit that most of the legendaries of Gen 5 are not my favorites. But you know, shit happens. We have to deal with it. We just have to deal with it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Next week, we are going to talk about the forces of nature, which are also really crazy, cool Pokemon. Hope you learned something today. I hope you will love Keldeo, because I sure don't. And I wish you all a very good week. Recommend me to all of your horses, and goodbye.